Okay, everybody, Josh here again. Get a look at my ugly face again for episode 2 of Raising Your Own Chickens. Today, we're going to talk about coops and mobile tractors. So I'll take the camera again for my lovely assistant. Ah, she's sneezing. Say hi. Hi. Alright, so I have 2 different types of setups. This is a mobile tractor that I made for raising my meat birds, and then I have the stationary coop and run for my laying hens. Now this is pretty basic. I just built a frame, wrapped it with chicken wire, and I move it around every day. Inside they have access to clean water, and they got food back there. They can freely eat all the food that they want, or they can eat all the grass and things that they want. And it works out pretty good. I got 16 of them in there in approximately 16 square feet of space. Since they're just baby chicks, that works out. Eventually, I'm going to have to move some of them out, get a bigger pen. That's just for the meat birds. Really, for your average laying hen, you're going to want at least 3 to 4 square feet per hen. They can kind of eat up a spot. I don't know how well you can see this. There's flies and stuff all over the place, kind of working on the poo that's left behind. But they can pretty much eat everything in an area. But that's one way that you can keep your chickens. I've seen a lot of these different types of chicken tractors. I've seen some that are made out of like PVC, little hoop houses that you move around. Can very easily be turned into something that you put over a raised bed or something like that during the winter and have a miniature greenhouse. For those babies, they're just fine. They absolutely love it. They get to enjoy the outdoors. I do have a tarp that I throw over it periodically, especially when it's going to rain. But that's one way that you can have your chickens. Another way, of course, is the coop and run. Now, I was fortunate enough when I came out to this property, we had this big old shed, and I just added my rinky-dink little fence around it for the run. Eventually, we're going to be expanding upon this, because I wasn't expecting to actually get this many chickens. But pretty simple. You can use the average person in suburbia probably can have roughly 3 to 4 hens. And so something like a 10 by 10 dog run would probably be sufficient. And I would, of course, let them roam the yard every once in a while, kind of forage the yard for any extra food, bugs, stuff like that. Inside your coop, you're going to want a couple things. You're going to need a nest box. I am no carpenter, but I was able to build this little nest box here for them, and I put grass clippings in it for them to lay their eggs on. And all my chickens are going to escape. I have a roost for them. I actually got 2, some that are pretty high so they can get away in case if I do get an intruder. But mostly, I just stuck sawhorses in here. And they can use the sawhorses, and or I got this fence post that I used. You can use 2x4 or whatever, really. I got a ladder over there. They don't really use it. They like to get up on here and they just jump up. And of course, you should have your food inside your coop. This is a very simple little feeder system that I made, just using 3-inch PVC. And then a water container. I really would go for something like this. It's just a 5-gallon bucket, and I put a couple nipples on the bottom of it. You can get the nipples very easily on eBay. and it keeps the water clean. Otherwise they'll poop in it and it'll get all nasty, and you know, you take chances of your chickens getting sick. And now, if you don't have a coop this big, you could use something as simple as a dog house. Or I've seen a video where somebody used an old metal desk and made it into a chicken coop. Obviously, since I go with something like this, I'm used to having your chicken coop on the ground. I think there's benefits to this. Having litter on the ground. This is sawdust. I would love to go get some wood chips from my local municipality. Anything that's really high carbon element, straw, leaves, things like that, I'd throw in here. And if it's too big, they'll start shredding it up. It's anything that's really high in carbon. It's going to soak up that nitrogen, like I said in my last video about putting inside your brooder box. It's going to help soak up the nitrogen, and really, I top this off every once in a while. Since it's sawdust, it turns into a really fine dust. But wood chips and things like that are bulkier are going to last a lot longer. I know there's a lot of people out there that are switching to using sand, and then they can just go through and kind of pick out the poop out of the sand every once in a while. But to me, this is a lot less work. I mean, if I had wood chips in here, I wouldn't really have to do anything but maybe come in here with a pitchfork every once in a while and kind of just run it through like this and kind of mix things up. When we look outside, out here, I also have a lot of sawdust out here. I'm fortunate enough to have a brother-in-law that has a carpentry business, so I can get all the sawdust I want. I check with other small carpentry businesses, companies that do tree trimming and stuff like that. You can probably get some free wood chips from them. And spread that around your run, because they will eat all the grass and it will turn into just mud. And and they'll poop all over the place. And at least if you have a high carbon element out here, it's keeping all that nitrogen and other things that are in their poop from leaching down into the ground and really kind of making a toxic area, because of it's an overload of all the good nutrients that you'd want. So I do this every once in a while. I throw a layer out, and I just scooped it up the first time, so I let it go for a year, and I scooped it up and I threw it in the compost bin. So, and then of course, you know, you got your pasteurized methods, which you basically can set up nothing, just let your chickens roam around all the time, and maybe you have a little place where they can nest at night. I've even seen where people just have a spot in a tree which their hens like to roost in. Most of mine don't seem like they're really the type to fly up into a tree for protection. Or you can use some kind of electrical fence that's really easy for you to move, and move them around pasture. And here's the brooder box I was talking to you about in my last video. Since we're out here, I guess I should show it. This is a basic box that I picked up at a surplus. And I got some babies in there, some turkeys. But anyways, there's just a few simple methods for how to house your adults. I would say no matter what, if you have a run that you just put them in, allow them to forage the yard for like an hour or so. You can train them very easily to go back. I clap my hands and use a stick, and I can kind of herd them back. It's not too hard. Just got to keep them from going all over the neighborhood sometimes. So with that, this has been Josh, and I'll see you next time.